Hello, everyone. We're going to be getting started in just a couple of minutes, waiting for all of our registered attendees to arrive. Hello, everyone. We're going to be starting in just a minute, waiting for a few last-minute arrivals, just popping in now. Good morning. Welcome to HiQA's webinar for today, Adopting 3D Models with PMI Expands Your Quality Process. I'd like to welcome everybody to our webinar. Take care of a little housekeeping first. If you can hear me and see my screen, please raise your hand so that we know that things are working. The webinar will last approximately 45 minutes. We'll have a Q&A during the session. You can ask your questions, ask your questions by clicking the Q&A button that is located at the bottom of your screen. You can ask those questions at any time. Any questions that we're unable to get to during the session, we'll answer this afternoon directly by email. There will be an email sent out tomorrow with a link to the recording, should you not be able to attend the entire session. Our presenter today is Sam Golan, HiQA's founder and CEO. Sam, let me stop my share and turn it over to you for your presentation.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, everybody, who take the time. Okay, now probably it's going to work. Share my screen. And that's my screen. And shared. I believe that you can see it right now.
Yep, we've got it up, Sam. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for taking the time to join us today, participating to our Adopting 3D Model with PMI that enables you to expand your quality processes. Before we jump into the session itself, I'm going to share with you something exciting because it was just completed probably 2 days ago, which is the model-based definition, kind of a nice quick clip. So we'll start with this, and I think, well, let me just share it with the audio so you can hear something out of it. Here you go. It will take 1.5 minutes or so, give you the idea what it is. And again, we will jump into it shortly.
Manufacturing and quality engineers have traditionally used 2D drawings throughout the planning and inspecting process. Now, with the rise of Quality 4.0, many expect their suppliers to use a 3D model-based definition. That's why HiQA has made it simple to incorporate 3D models in your manufacturing quality process. Our integrated MBD module with Inspection Manager lets you intelligently import and extract, modify, and manage any native 3D CAD data both quickly and efficiently. Importing and extracting information from MBD data is as simple as opening the 3D model and Inspection Manager. The 3D model, GD&T, and other PMI data is automatically extracted from all major CAD systems and file types. Modifying GD&T and PMI data is as simple as toggling off or on. Our drag-and-drop interface from model to views gives you ultimate control over your 3D data. From there, managing this data is straightforward. With one click, Inspection Manager automatically converts the MBD views to ballooned 2D drawings with complete bill of characteristics, ready for use in all of your quality requirements, processes, and workflows. And you can easily create a fully annotated 3D PDF for visualization, or convert the 3D model into a step file, supporting your other manufacturing and quality process needs. Integrating 3D MBD data into your quality process doesn't need to be complicated, and with Inspection Manager, using 3D MBD has never been easier. Experience the high QA difference. Contact one of our quality specialists today.
Okay. Did we say it okay, Jack?
Yep, came through just perfectly. Thank you.
All right. I looked into it in the last 2 days, probably 20 times. Still exciting, but okay. So let's start. So kind of a bit about Inspection Manager or High QA. We are a quality management system solution. We enable companies at any size, small to enterprise, to automate their entire quality and manufacturing processes, including supply chain management. The idea with Inspection Manager, that is all-in-one system. We take any source data, which is 2D or 3D, and we take it all the way to the last step with an integrated solution. So there is no need to step out to use another, call it Excel or system, and then you may have a lot of data, but not necessarily you have the information when you need it to fix or modify any type of your process. So this is all in one, from 2D, 3D, all the way to downstream, then the shop floor data collection, and comes the reporting. When we talk about all in one, kind of in a nutshell, Inspection Manager is a database-driven application. We have a layer of API to communicate with any other enterprise solution. We have a very robust IT, or which we call access control and user management. And here is come the requirement analysis, which come from a 2D or a 3D. And today you will see how this requirement analysis on the 3D handled and how it converted into a 2D to do all the process that you need. You can use, of course, our APQP, which is integrated, and all above the feature function that enables you to do everything from A to Z, assign it to the shop floor or outside supplier, and automatically collect data and get those data analyzed, alert, and creating unlimited reports that you need. Kind of give you the idea, when we say we serve the manufacturing industry, it's from smallest job shop all the way to enterprises and OEM. And you can see here Lockheed Martin, Bosch, Mercedes, Rolls-Royce, and many other large companies, as well as mid-size and small size. As I mentioned, we are 2D and 3D, and our 2D will have the opportunity to see it a bit later. When you click a button, everything is extracted automatically, enables you to do everything again from A to Z with one system. And this is, of course, the 3D, which we will focus more on that today. So when we talk about 3D, or we talk about drawing versus model-based definition. So I think from the ancient time, when pyramids and classical Parthenon up to car, airplanes, and space station of today, I think technical drawing have been playing a fundamental role in constructing humankind progress. They carry clear and concise information without misinterpretation or assumption. And it's remaining the traditional way of instructing what to make, how to make. A set of technical drawing delivers all the necessary information explicitly, requiring no further instruction. The American Society of Manufacturing, known as SME, issued a standard annotation of 3D models and utilizing 3D data as manufacturing information in early, I think it was 2003, anticipating of 2D drawing being phased out. We are talking about 17 years ago. And I can share with you that 4 years earlier, it was at the STEP convention in Chicago. One of the STEP executive member stated the following: in 2 years, meaning 1991, drawing will disappear. Guess what? 85% still bubbling their prints manually today. And and when we get 3D model from our customers, what actually happened today in many cases, and probably you know it, we actually take the 3D, if we can read it into our system with some PMIs, we kind of orient the model to what we think we need to gather information. We take a screenshot. We print it in the printer and take pen and pencil and adding what we believe is the missing data. So while MBD adoption does appear to be the next logical step forward, achieving reduced time to market and higher product quality, I think what we can say that MBD looks a bit naive in the present condition, because manufacturing are still struggling to transform their operation digitally. And why is that? So if we're gonna take a look into even more challenging, and we talk about an OEM or customer, if you will, and they are making the part, and the part is made by engineer or a group of engineers, and then they outsource it. And it goes to tier 1, and tier 1 propagated to tier 2 and tier 3, and then maybe tier 4. When it comes to tier 4, then the question is what happened with this MBD? What those gentlemen, 2 gentlemen will do with MBD, what native file they're gonna get, how they are going to handle it, it's a big question. And this is why this industry is still highly struggling. So they may get step file from tier 3 with couple of drawing. They may get from tier 2 only the MBD, and it's a big challenge all over the place. And when we talk about supply chain, we can talk about, I think the biggest, one of the biggest fiasco in the industry. If you look who actually initiated the MBD, it's not the people who makes the drawing. It's like, I call it the high level of engineers said, oh, we don't need drawing. Yes, you don't need drawing, but this guy that makes the part or inspecting the part, they need more information. On the OEM side, you create the MBD, you put their limited dimension, critical dimension, but when it goes down to tiers and somebody needs to make it, that's not enough information. So this is a huge challenge that actually elevated a lot of interpretation and a lot of issues. And when I mentioned the fiasco, we can go back to the Dreamliner. And everybody knows probably that this airplane, which is an amazing airplane, but was late almost 4 years. And the reason is Boeing sending out only MBD. And this MBD went all over 7 continents with different manufacturing and quality culture, tons of interpretation. Parts came to the assembly line, not even fits to each other. So saying MBD is the solution, yes, it is. It might be, as long as it's fully annotated, PMI is completed, but it's still a big challenge, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. So if we're going to take another view on MBD, Tech Clarity are saying that 33% of the design time is spent on drawing. Pay attention to the word spent on drawing, because they are talking about MBD as the solution. So I don't know if we can call it a discovery. It's written here, Tech Clarity Discover. I'm not sure they will get the Nobel Prize for this discovery, but I would recommend to give them the Nobel Prize maybe on something else, because I think it's a huge lack of knowledge. So this is what they discovered, but this is what we discovered, and you can read it. But that saving in time is not passed on to the manufacturing and quality groups. Those groups still rely heavily on 2D drawing to manufacture, inspect, validate, and report on parts. The creation of 2D drawing by quality teams not only eradicates any time saving, but in many cases can double or triple the time supposedly saved. So this is a great discovery when you look into the OEM side, but somebody needs to make the part. Somebody needs to inspect it. By the way, the people who discover it is IQA. And you can read here in our tech sheet, I think there is a quote here. Yeah, here is the quote from Tech Clarity, as you see here. And this is very, very straightforward conclusion. And probably all of us knows it, okay? So that's kind of what we talk about saving time, but it is not really saving time. Talking about the MBD challenges, looking to the left side, in MBD, you can get multiple native CAD files, CATIA, NX, ProE, and many others. Now, when you get it in many cases with limited or just critical dimension. It might be sometimes sufficient, not necessarily when you go to first article. And one of the biggest reasons is because engineering guys who design the part, and I don't blame them, they have no idea who is going to make the part, how this part is going to be inspected. They don't know how many operations you're going to have, what is in-process inspection, what tools we're going to assign, what criticality. It's not there. So there is also in the MBD, there is a lot of non-relevant model-based data that you probably don't need it, but it makes the model very, very robust in terms of data that I don't need. What is about trusted import? What do you use to bring native CAD into your system if you have? Then you have limited visualization of views. I mean, that's what I spoke about. Hey, this is the model, and not necessarily I have the views. So you rotate it, you take screenshot, you use pen and pencil. And then if you get a native file, you need step file. And then step file serve you to do manufacturing and to do quality with CMM or VMM. And dimension location. When you rotate the model, those dimensions that you may see it in this orientation, representing nothing. You rotate it to see where is the dimension, but it disappears. You remember 33% time spending, but it double or triple when you have to deal with it when you go to real manufacturing as a manufacturer. When we talk about model-based definition to quality processes, when you look into the model, you can see that a lot of things are missing, which you cannot do it on a 3D model. What happened with multipliers? You have 5 holes, you can see, okay, 5 times 10 millimeter. I need to report on 5 holes. How do I do it on the model? I need to assign tools. There are missing dimension there. There is in-process inspection, SPC, shop floor data collection, reporting, maybe APQP. The list is much, much longer. And when we go here, talk about what high QA MBD solution actually deliver, and we'll jump into it shortly. We support any native CAD model. we enable to analyze, modify, clean, and prepare the model. Then come the nice part. You can take this model with all its views and modified views and added view and convert it as one click to 2D balloon prints with the GD&T already done ready. And then you can define inspection process, designators, tool assignment, in-process inspection, etc. Then come the shop floor data collection, real-time analysis, alerts, and reporting. So actually, if I can summarize in maybe 2 sentences, getting MBD today is a challenge, and it took us probably a year plus to really find the right solution to close the gap between model-based definition to real way of making the part and inspecting the part. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, what I wanted to share with you on a couple of presentation slides. And I would like at this point to actually jump into the, so this is Inspection Manager, and probably it's hard to see, but there is version 6.001. I'm checking audio, Jack, if the people can still hear me, because sometimes I'm losing connection.
No, you're all good there, and I just want to call your attention to the fact we do have a question about model-based definition.
Okay, I'll just finish my few sentences in this opening, and I'll address it. 6.001 is our beta stage, and this beta going to be released for early adopters in mid-December. A very stable beta, and we are still working kind of cleaning, but it looks already great. And if there will be glitch, then we'll glitch, but I don't think it will happen. So I'm going to share with you a couple of examples on MBD and what can be done. And if time allows, I'll jump into Inspection Manager 2D and actually talk about what you can do when it converted into a 2D. So you would like to share the question, Jack? I can answer on the fly.
Yes, this question's come from Moises, and it is this module for MBD, what standards it support? ASMI, ISO, etc.
All of them. So when we talk about CAD, you see here we can take it from 2D or a CAD file. And CAD file for us, and I can go here and go here. By the way, we have the NIST, the NIST set of data, which is, we call it the approval that our MBD is certified and convert all kind of data and standards to address the previous or the first question we got. And we support all, and you can see here STEP and CATIA and Annex and you name it, we have it here. And I just picked from the NIST all kind of model, and we can open one of 2 of them so you will get the idea of what we are trying to do here. And I will take with CATIA part, and this is about 4 megabytes, and I will click. And once I'm clicking open, see what happened. We take the model, we take with the model all the views, okay, and actually convert them to Inspection Manager environment, which you will see shortly. All the information that are in the 3D, you're going to see it here, okay? And here it is. Not just the model, also all the views that created there. Even a text that you may want to see there, and you can see here all the views. And we will jump into the views shortly. Now, when we look into this view, for instance, or let's take this one, you can see what happened here. all this information, all the GD&T that came with the 3D, I'll click on balloon 14. It's already ballooned, but this balloon is not the quality processes balloon. This is to help you to modify and clean the model if you need it. But if you click here on 14, you can see here exactly what recognized. Here is the exact display. We'll click here, you can see this is surface profile as well. You can click here, it will take you to the relevant balloon number, which should be here, 21 somewhere, or it's in another view probably, which is also good. We'll click here, you can see balloon 23, you have the diameter. So all the information is already extracted automatically into a 3D bill of characteristic. Let's not be confused between 2D and 3D. This enables you to do a lot of things when it comes here, okay? If I will, for instance, again, as an example, I would say, I'm trying to find out something that we might want to clean here. Okay, let's say this is a symbol probably of an assembly, and you see text point 2, rich text, and I said, I don't need it, although the 85 diameter may be required, but give you an example. So this is enabled, so you can go and you just said, hide it, okay? So it's gone. So you can clean your model with all unrelevant information. I'll bring it back. Show, okay, and it's back. So you can do it in any part of your model and you can modify. Let's say that you would like to see another view orientation. So you can, of course, it's a 3D. So you said, look, I would like to have this orientation, okay, as an example, or click here. And this is my new view. And you can go and add this view to your view. And you can see that this view is added now here, right? This view is added. And I can go to this view and said, look, this dimension, for instance, which I don't see right now because I need to do something like, let me go like this and I can rotate it. Said, oh, this is here, but now I cannot see it in this view, okay? So you can take this dimension, as I'm doing here, and you can drag it to the view that you created, and now it's already here in this view. So this is how easy you can go and modify and work between views, clean the model and prepare it to your quality process. Now comes other thing that you can do, of course, okay? The other thing that you can do, you can export it, I think I mentioned it, you can export it to a step file. In many cases, when you get native file, there is no step, but you need step file to import to your CAM system or to your CMM machine. So you can click and export it to any of your continuous processes using step file. Now, when we talk about what happened next, then at this point, I can go and extract it into GD&T and PMI on a 2D level. One click and see what happened now. If there will be no glitch, of course. Seems to me that it's working good. So what happened now? It's almost a magic. Now, all this information converted into a 2D, and now you can see the bill of characteristic here, like it's created on a 2D, okay? And you see all of it here, and you see all the views here that created and I created. And of course, you will be able to take these views, of course, and combine them to a one page. But now, because I have these views in different way, I can go now and re-balloon it. Remember, the balloon on the 3D model on the MBD was balloon to help you to recognize and modify. But at this point, I can go and renumber everything. So all the balloon now are really in the right order, the way I need it. And I can do all I need here. For instance, if I'll go to this surface profile, okay, that you can see here, or let me take something that it's even more clear. I'm looking for diameter, which might be here. Here is the diameter here. And you might have multiple holes. And let's say I have here not one, I have 4 times diameter 12. Then I can go here and create the multipliers like on the fly with no issue at all, okay? So I can go here, as you see, and I can go and multiply it by 4, okay? Not 41, but 4. Click Save, okay? And now you see the multiplier here in my inspection plan, okay? So when you are in Inspection Manager, after you converted it from 3D to 2D, you have all the ability to take it to the next steps, all the way to inspection plan, like I'm doing here, in one click. And here's my inspection plan for this part with all the requirements that you see here. And I can do much more. I can designate and say, okay, this dimension 10 is critical safety. I need to inspect it with depth gauge. I know it's not right. And it's added to my bill of characteristic. So everything can be done from this point all the way to inspection plan, in process inspection, data collection, and so on and so forth. Another thing that can be done, which is very, very important, if we are going here to the 3D side, okay, where we were before, and this is the same application. You didn't have to go out. It's the same application, same database. I can now create even a 3D PDF. If I would like to share in a visual way, because I don't need unlimited number of data conversion, so you can have it here, okay? Let me make it safe because it's server. So now you have it here, okay? And anybody can look into it on a 3D PDF directly from there. Okay. Are there any questions so far from our side, Jay? Because I don't see.
Yeah. There are a series of questions here. One which just came in recently from William. Can I combine number 9 and 10 together? That just came in a couple minutes ago. So I believe that relates to the inspection document.
Manager, combine number 9 and 10. Oh, you mean there are 2 calls out on the same? Yes, the answer is yes. I think they are like one dimension that they are having 2 calls out. I'm not clear about the question, but we will communicate via email with every question and make it more clear. Promise. So we'll make it happen.
Okay, and then we've got a couple more questions here. Are there limitations on the CAD file size?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is an engine or CAD engine that I would say 80%, because I don't want to say 100, but at least 80%, maybe more, of the CAD company that are using when they need to get data, let's say annex to, I don't know, to Pro-E or SolidWorks to somewhere else. So the major CAD vendors are using this engine to import data, and they are, trust me, very trusted. And there is no limit on the CAD size.
The next question, so is it necessary to have PMI in CAD data? Is it possible to create PMI information on my own?
Not in this, when you, yes, you can create, but not on the 3D. If I will, I'll show you, you know what, let me jump here while we are talking and it's fresh. I'm gonna jump here. Let me close this guy. If I will go to, and this is, you see, this is 5.1. This is not 6.0. So this is a working version with, I don't know, 700 and some customers. Let's say that you converted the PMI with no data, because there is, maybe it's a step with no data and you would like to add dimension, you can definitely do, but after you extracted it into a 2D. We are not doing on the 3D side for two reasons. One, you don't want to change the model that converted because you don't want to touch the source. There will be some discrepancies and then you'll be auditor, show me your source model, show me the converted model. You don't want to do it. But here, I can go now and say, okay, I'm adding dimension and I'm going here and I'm saying, okay, this is playing with it. Linear dimension, and the nominal is 4 and my tolerance is 0.4. Click save. I can drag it here and said, okay, here is dimension. You see what I'm doing? And I can even add line if I want, any way, shape, and form, of course. So you can add line, said, okay, this is between whatever, centers or whatever you want. So yes, you can add. Once it's converted into 2D, you are free to do anything you want. You can add lines, you can add dimension, you can designate, you can even add image if you will, if you need, because sometimes it's needed. Let's say I'm taking this guy and I don't know what do I have on my desktop. If I have any image, I'm not sure. Anybody can find image. Well, sign PNG, I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is, but you can add image here or any type of data that you can think of can be added here. Okay. Other question?
Yep, we have a follow-up to that. You said we are creating a step with PMI.
Which we create step. I didn't say step with PMI. We get step with PMI. We don't create step. Step usually that we send out is a step.
Okay, and then we have one. Yep, then we have one more in this series. The question is, you are creating a 3D PDF.
Yeah, I showed it. I'm going to show it again. If I'll go back here, let me open another file so we know that. I think I picked here CATIA, but I can, let's open another one, a different CAD model. Part file, okay? And here is a part file, which is, same idea. Model with multiple dimensions, module view, sorry, whatever we have here. Looks the same. I want to find something else. But here is another one that has it. It's a different model. Let me open another one that looks a little bit more crazy and boring. This is solid, PRT. I don't know what do we have in step file. Trying to find out. I hope it's step with some dimensions. Oh, another one like this. But this is step, as you see here, okay? And even step can come with all this information. Crazy. And now it gives you the idea why views are important. If I will make it a little bit smaller here, and I'm saying, okay, I need this view or this view, right? This is crazy. I mean, what are you going to do with it? If you cannot break it to views, move dimension from one view to another. But creating PDF out of it, I'm extracting it, of course, first to a 2D and all the bill of characteristic, as you can see shortly here. And now you can see it with all the views here, right? Whatever views we had. And I'm creating now PDF, 3D PDF. And here is your PDF, okay? And you can see it here, and this PDF, it's really option, trust this document always, but it always appears. So now you have a PDF, okay? So yeah, we can. One of the things that we need to fix as it's beta, and I mentioned that we are cleaning, you're gonna see here on the PDF, you're gonna see also the balloon number that came with this PDF. But that's another layer that we are fixing right now as we speak. Okay.
We're all caught up with questions right now.
Okay, sounds good. So again, give you kind of maybe another 2 or 3 examples. And based on what happened about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were involved in a very, very large meeting, took place in Netherlands, and one of the largest, let me find out, and while I'm talking, probably I'll try to find more stuff here. I'm looking for, give me a quick second here. Denise. I need to find it somewhere. I need to find it somewhere. The idea is that we were involved in a session in Netherlands with a company called Asmed. This is one of the largest conglomerate in Netherlands, and they decided about 2 years ago to send out to their suppliers only model-based definition. And this model-based definition actually almost killed them or their suppliers. Because they have many suppliers using our systems, then they ask if we can help them to go into their supplier and help them with 3D. And actually, this is what we did. And when we presented it about a month ago in Netherlands to about 1,000 suppliers, if you will, it was a very kind of a positive shock for them. And this is the part that we presented, as far as I remember. So this was a sample part that created by one of their suppliers. And for them, it was like, this is what we need for our supplier exactly. And this is the model that they created for. And if I'll go to this, and you can see here, you can see High QA and KSC. KSC is their supplier, and they created this collaboration is a good idea. So they presented it in their session, actually to show them that there is now a solution when you are getting 3D, MBD, if you will, and you can take it and really make the part without spending time for interpretation from MBD to 2D to parts to inspection to manufacturing. So, and I think that in this, probably I would like to conclude. I think we answer all the questions that asked while we doing this presentation. But if there will be another question.
Yep, we have got a couple sitting down here. One is, when will the 3D option be available?
I think I mentioned the stable beta is mid-December, and people can use it. By the way, we provided our customers, new and existing, that if they will purchase it in this stage, And we have already, I think, 7 or 8 users of this MBD. We provide them a nice, call it early adopter discount, I think 30% or something like this, which is nice. The formal release is mid-January. So it's 30 days between beta and formal release. Take, under consideration week or 2 weeks of year-end, new year, then it's actually 2 weeks net until formal release is available.
Okay, and then the last question that's in the queue. What configuration of software do I need to use the 3D module?
Good question. It comes with Inspection Manager. You see the 2D, which the basic is the job shop, which is a basic package that many job shop, 5 to 10 people are working with it. So it starts with the job shop, and it's an add-on on job shop as a standalone, and we can go to a floating licenses or license, if you will, on higher packages. So you have to have Inspection Manager as a basic because MBD is an add-on. Because as you know, when you take 3D, you convert it, then you modify it, and then you extract it into a 2D to finish a complete inspection process. You need to have the 2D. So it comes with the basic, and it can grow up to any package.
Yeah, that ends all of the questions that have been sitting for us.
Okay,
Back over to you,
good.
Sam.
Thank you so much. So I actually would like to conclude this session by saying thank you again for taking the time. I hope that we successfully share and convey the message that MBD is no longer I call it black hole. You're getting MBD and then, oops, now I need to start my struggle to convert it to something that it's useful in reasonable time. Now it's available, it's capable, and it's trusted. And the key is that you don't need different packages for different native CAD data. One module talk to all native CAD, and you can bring them in, you modify them, it takes minutes to do it. Either you go directly with 3D if you need, or you can convert it to a 2D and do everything you need for quality processes all the way to reporting. And if there are no more questions, then again, thank you for taking the time, and I will get it back to Jack.
Right, and once again, on behalf of HiQA, we'd like to thank you for attending today's webinar. For more information, you can contact us a number of different ways. On the web at hiqa.com, by email to info@hiqa.com, or you can call us at 888-727-1266. Thank you again, and you will receive an email tomorrow with a link to the recording so you can revisit all the information that we presented for you today. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you.